Hi, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul. So Target recently had a buy two get one free sale and I went a little bit overboard. I got this huge box of books. I got like 15 books. So I'm just going to be opening this and sharing all the books that I got. So the first book I got is Culty by Mariana Zapata. I have read one of her books. I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I've been wanting to read this one and I'm just so excited to get to it. I'm hoping I can read it really soon. Honestly, it's not as thick as I was expecting it to be because The Wall of Winnipeg and Me is like a really long book, and I have one of her other books, All Roads Lead Here. I haven't read that one yet, but I've had it on my shelf for a while, and that one's a pretty thick book too, so I was kind of expecting this one to be thick, but it doesn't seem to be that long. Okay, but it is long. It's like over 500 pages still, so I don't know, but I'm really excited to read this book. I recently found out that this was actually a Twilight fan fiction. Like, it started off as a fan fiction before it got published, but I can't wait to read it. It is a sports romance between like a soccer player and like one of the coaches, I guess, on the team. But yeah, I'll obviously share my thoughts once I get to this book. So the next book I got was Twisted Games by Anna Huang. This book, I have seen it a lot. I honestly didn't really care to read it at first, but it kept popping up on TikTok, the author especially. Like, I would see her TikToks a lot, and I've just seen like quite a few people say that they really like this book, or they've like suggested it for like different tropes. You know, like sometimes people will share like a random trope that they like, and then you're kind of looking for book recommendations, and apparently this book fits with a lot of different tropes, so I'm excited to read it and see all the hype about it. And this one's supposed to be like a brother's best friend trope, I guess, and the brother, I guess, like moves away or something and tells his best friend to keep an eye out on his little sister, and we can obviously guess where that leads to. But I know that there's like a lot that goes on in this book, and I've just heard different things about it, so I don't know. I'm like a little worried for it. I'm like, I'll either love this book or hate it. I don't know, but we'll see. And then the next book I got was Twisted Games by Anna Huang, which is the second book in that series. They're both like standalones that connect, and this one is just another one that I kept seeing on TikTok, and since I was getting the first one, I figured might as well get the second one and see what this one's all about. This one's supposed to be like a princess and bodyguard trope, I guess, which normally I probably wouldn't be that interested in that, but people seem to like it overall, so I am hoping that it's a good book. So the next book I got is another book by Mariana Zapata, and that's Hands Down, and this one is another sports romance. It follows a character from The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. It follows Zach, and I really loved him in that book, so I'm excited that he has his own book now, and I'm excited to read it. And this one's supposed to be like a friends to lovers, which I'm really excited about, and I just always hear great things about Mariana Zapata. Like I said, I've only read one of her books, but I really want to read like all of her books, so I took advantage of this sale to buy more of them because her books are always really expensive. And yeah, I'm just excited to read another book, another sports romance. The next book I got is one that I wasn't too sure about reading at first, but since it is October and it's like close to Halloween, I wanted something to read for like Halloween, but I'm not really a fan of like thrillers or anything scary, so I got the X Hex by Erin Sterling, and this book is supposed to be like a romance. It's supposed to have like Halloween kind of themes. I guess like the main character is a witch, and it's described as kind of like Hocus Pocus vibes, which that's my favorite Halloween movie. It's like the only one I can watch pretty much because I don't like scary movies, but I just really wanted something for like the Halloween season, and I decided to go with this book, and I'm excited to read it. I'll definitely be reading this one soon because I definitely want to read it obviously before the month is over, and if it's worth sharing my thoughts, I definitely want to share them before Halloween comes. So the next book I got is again another Mariana Zapata book, and that's From Lukov with Love. Again with this book, I'm surprised. I thought these books were going to be a lot like thicker, but it's not as like thick as I thought it would be. But I'm really excited to read this one. Again, it's another sports romance. They're both figure skaters, and it's like an enemies to lovers, and I've just heard amazing things about this book. I cannot wait to read it. I know it's a slow burn because all her books always are, so that's like my biggest thing that usually stops me from reading her books, because her couples typically don't get together until the end from what I've heard. But she does do a really good job at writing a slow burn, so I have a really good feeling about this book. But honestly, I don't know when I'll get to it. I'll have to be like in the mood to read like an enemies to lovers like slow burn type book. But again, I'm just so excited to read this one. I've almost picked it up a few times, and obviously now was like the perfect opportunity to buy this book. So the next book I got actually isn't from Target, it's from Amazon, and I just bought it the same day that I bought these books because it was part of a series that I did buy from Target, and for some reason they didn't have this book on the Target website, so I just went ahead and ordered it from Amazon so I could have the complete series. And this was actually the first book in the series, and that's Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. And this book, I've heard amazing things about it. Everyone just raves about it, like on TikTok. I seriously cannot wait to get into the series. I feel like it's just going to completely like consume my life and I'm gonna be like obsessed with it. And this book is supposed to be like childhood friends to lovers, which I love friends to lovers, so I have a good feeling about this book. And it's part of a whole series. It's like 10 books altogether. They're 2 separate series. We have the Addicted series and then the Callaway sister series, and then they kind of like interconnect. So this is the first book in the series, so I made sure to pick this one up from Amazon so I could have the complete series. So I had been wanting to read these books for the longest time, but I was waiting specifically for one of these sales so I could buy this entire series. So obviously I bought the rest of the Addicted series, and the second book is Ricochet. And then I hope I'm going in order, but I think the third book is Addicted for Now. And then the fourth book is Thrive. And then the fifth book is Addicted After All. So from what I've heard, that first series, the Addicted series, follows one couple, and then there's the Callaway sister series, which follows 2 other couples, but they all interconnect. So of course I also got the Callaway sister series. And so again, I hope I'm going in the right order, but I believe it starts off with Kiss the Sky. And then the second one is Hot House Flower. And then the next book is Fuel the Fire. And then Long Way Down is the fourth book. And then the last book is Some Kind of Perfect, which is like the epilogue book, and it follows all the couples all together, and we just get kind of like an epilogue of everyone from the Addicted series and the Callaway sister series. And so those are 2 separate series, but you do read them like interconnected. So I'm really hoping I like that series because I did buy all 10 books. If not, I'm gonna force myself to read them because that was a lot of books to buy. But I do have a really good feeling about them. They just seem like books that I would absolutely love, and I just kind of feel like they're gonna completely consume my life once I start them. But those are all the books that I got in the Target sale. I'm definitely looking forward to reading them. If you've read any of them or you're planning to, definitely let me know. But that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you so much for watching.